Yo, check this out. Y'all gonna trip the fuck out when I tell y'all this, bro. But Chicago, this shit is in the snow. It's in the snow. It's in the motherfucking atmosphere. It is in the snow. It was in the clouds. Listen to what I'm telling you. I know what I'm talking about when I'm saying what I'm saying to you. This shit is in the snow. I bullshit you not. You wanna know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about this. It's in the snow. It's in the snow. All this doesn't affect humans. No, I beg to differ. I beg to differ. They say it just affect plants. Well, if it just affect plants, then how come if I come from some of the same things that if I come from the same thing that plants come from, and it affects the soil, then why would it not? And if it affect animals, why would it not affect a human? Bacteria-based additives for production of artificial snow. What are the risks to humans' health? I couldn't find tests on a human, but I finally ran into the test on rats. And this test here is to subacute inhalation toxicity study of an ice nucleation active Pseudomonas syringae administered as respirable aerosols to rats. Respirable. Respirable. You heard that. That title by itself. I just had to really let that register in my head. Aerosols. That's going to hit the respiratory tract. So, listen to how they place the words. I know this might be a little lengthy. I might cut out some of this. I'm not cutting out nothing. I'm keeping this shit like it is. But look, I need you guys to pay attention to this shit right here. It says the inhalation toxicity of a commercial sample of ice nucleation active Pseudomonas syringae strain 3 Li was evaluated by repetitively exposing rats to about 700 mgm3 of an aerosol consisting of a suspension of 0.0008 or 8.8 GL of bacteria in water in 2 hours per day, 5 days per week, 13 to 14 exposures. All right, the inhalation of toxicity of a commercial sample of ice nucleation active Pseudomonas syringae. It was evaluated repeatedly in exposing rats to about 700 mgm aerosol suspension of 0.8 bacterial water for 2 hours per day, 5 days per week, for 13 to 14 exposures. Now listen to this. I'm sorry I wasn't at the screen, but listen to this. No mortality, more redundancy, or biological significant differences. That is the word right there that you need to understand. Right? It was no mortality, right? Ain't nobody died. No more bandidity, which if I think, or no biologically significant differences. It wasn't significant differences, but there were some differences in clinical signs, right? So body weight, food consumption, and the clinical pathology were observed. So there was no significant differences, but there were some differences. There were some differences. Animals tested at 500 times of zero point 0.4 GL and 1,000 times zero point 0.8 GL recommended ice nucleation concentration exhibited the concentration dependent increased lung weights. All right? You got that? Exhibited. They exhibited concentration dependent increased lung weights. It was a concentration dependent increased lung weights, right? Several animals exhibited enlarged tracheobronchial lymph nodes, right? That shit is crazy. Now, this is what they observed. They also observed no evidence of bacterial infection. Nigga. Nigga. You know what? I gotta cut that part out. Bro. Bro. Do you see what they just said? That this bacteria, and that's probably why they called it Pseudomonas syringae, because it is a bacteria, but it's like pseudo, like it's basically you're saying that I feel like I got a bacteria infection, but they're not finding a bacteria infection. You see what I'm saying? They're not finding the bacteria infections, but you have the symptoms of a bacteria infection. That's what that's saying to me. Hey, listen, TikTok and everybody, this is for entertainment purposes only. This shit is for entertainment purposes only. I am not a motherfucking professional. I am not an expert. I'm just trying to read and really comprehending exactly what I'm reading about this particular strand right here that is used as an additive for artificial snow. And as of right now, our PM10 in the city of Chicago is at a high right now. Let's see. Do I got some recent locations here? All right. Look. That's the city of Chicago right now as we speak while people are asleep. Air pollution. Crazy. You hear me? Crazy. Why? Why? It should not be like this when it's snowing. It shouldn't be. It should not be like this when it's snowing. It shouldn't be. Why is it so much bacteria? What is that for? You see that? Dominant pollutant, PM 2.5. Bacteria in that, buddy. Look. This is for entertainment purposes only. This shit is for entertainment purposes only. But I still got... Look, I blew my nose when I came in the house. This is what I always do. I blow my nose. Look. You see, this was hours ago. I mean, like, fucking 5 hours ago. It was about 9 o'clock. It's 1:16 in the morning, 1 a.m. That shit is still red. It didn't brown out. This is from me blowing my nose. That's not blood. That's the only thing that came out. And it comes like, when it comes out like that, that's how I know it's not blood. Because it never comes out anymore. That's the first time, the first blow out of my nose. Yeah, that didn't really sound right, but pause on that one. But when I come in the house and I blow my nose, yeah, that other shit just didn't sound right at all. I'm sorry, but but look, that shit came out my nose. The ozone was higher earlier. This is going to sound strange to you, but ozone can be inorganic and it can be created by frequency. Okay? So understand that. Where's the frequency coming from? Hmm? Where's it coming from? It has to be an open line frequency. Open line, like an open electrical line, basically. And if you're sending something at microwave speeds, the only thing out there that can be like an open electrical line, there'll be things that send speed very fast. Because that's pretty open. Like you cannot stand near a cell tower for long. You sh- some people, I've seen some people do that out on the street. I've seen them do it, but that does not mean that they're not having any type of health effects. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that it's going to kill you. It doesn't mean that. It is, but it is. It can definitely start your central nervous system to acting funny. That messes around with your automatic system, which they call the autoimmune system. So your body's supposed to automatically be doing certain things, and now because it's taking oxygen away from certain organs and nerves within the body, it's not sending the electricity there that it needs to function properly. So now you start having problems because you're fighting this shit. Your body's basically fighting it all day. You got your phone in your pocket. You come home. You got the Wi-Fi sitting there. Your phone is still in your hand while you're in the house. Now you're looking at your phone. You got the TV going. And don't let you be the one to turn on some music too. Now you got all this shit going. You know what I'm saying? You got the LED lights going around you. You got the Wi-Fi, y'all. Everything's sitting in the same room. Now you're doing this consistently for years now. For years. But at this particular time, with all the other things that are being injected into the atmosphere, what's happening is those things in the atmosphere, you're ingesting them orally, nose, eyes, mouth, ears, skin, everywhere, basically. But some people may not, a lot of people may not get the same type of symptoms. But that does not mean that the bacteria is not there. Listen, before I even when I stepped out of the house this morning, when I actually looked at them and I was around my dogs, I went to the bathroom, right? This is the first time walking to the bathroom. I looked at my eyes. They were slightly yellow. I said, it's going to be a conjunctivitis type of next few weeks, maybe a couple of days or so. And right when I said that this morning, I never posted it. I never posted it. It's 1 a.m. It's 1:21 a.m. I'm just now talking about it. But that is one of the symptoms of bird flu. And I knew that shit off the air that is polluted. That's how I figured that shit out. Because of this shit right here told me everything that I need to know. Not only did this tell me, but I can feel it. See, that's the difference between me and a lot of people. Is when I stop believing in liars, my world changed around. Because I had to think to myself, if you lied to me about history, you've hidden so much from me. You lied to sell drugs, right? We're talking CIA. You lied to you created a reality. You made things happen and created a reality, right? You say to catch the bad guys, but you created a reality. Plain and simple. And yes, it does take people to, it is their responsibility to make better choices. But if you take away a lot of the choices that many feel that they were robbed of, sometimes a person is pushed to think that that is the only choice that they have. And once you create a reality, you are bringing in new people and still giving them time. And you know that you created them. Because without your existence, a lot of people probably would not have went down. So with that being said, I just can't respect that. I don't care how dirty you have to play to do a game. All the lying, I had to look at the doctors and I had to realize that they were taught by someone, by a group of people that have been lying to them. It's we've been lied to all the way around. We've turned into our children's drug dealer. They said our children have ADHD. But they were doing frequencies and tests in food around that particular time. This is for entertainment purposes only. This is for entertainment purposes only. But they were doing experiments with the air, food, water, everything back then. They've been doing this shit for a long time. And they understand exactly what they're doing. The air pollution is high right now. Let me just see here. Okay. All right, so yeah, it keeps moving. But as you guys can see, PM10, the bacteria is up. I'm quite sure I got other snowstorms or rainstorms. This typically does not happen, but it did today. This is an indication right here. Something's not right. When this pollutant is dominant, something is not right. All right, y'all. Peace.